Hi there, I'm Mhairi Black, the SNP candidate for Paisley and Renfrewshire South, and I really just want to make a quick video to point out the hypocrisy in Labour's campaign at this moment in time by bringing up the NHS and its risks from Westminster. Now, I'm not looking for a rerun of the referendum or the referendum arguments. However, I would ask you to cast your mind back to just before the referendum when the NHS was a key issue. The SNP came out and made the case that yes, whilst all control is devolved to the Scottish Parliament, the funds are not. Our budget comes from Westminster, and we made the argument that if the cuts come from Westminster, then the Scottish Government, no matter who that may be, will be forced to make some very difficult decisions. In fact, I have some quotes here. Nicola Sturgeon said on the 13th of September, "Labour in Scotland must listen to the warnings from their colleagues south of the border. The NHS is under threat from Westminster cuts, and we must take action now to protect it. If private money replaces public funding in England, our budget will also be slashed no matter what we want or need." We made this case very clear, and the Labour Party were very quick to rebuke it. Here is quotes from the very same article from the Labour Party, who state, "The idea of home rule inside the UK threatens the Scottish NHS is a lie. A big, huge lie." On the 7th of August, Better Together itself tweeted, "Our NHS is fully devolved. The mix of public and private provision in England has no impact here in Scotland." The Labour Party were very quick to make the case, and make it passionately, that our NHS would not be affected by Westminster in the slightest. And yet here I have quotes from Ed Miliband, just at the start of the month here, just at the start of March, where he stood in front of the Scottish Labour conference and said the following statement: "The only person who could privatise the health service in Scotland is not the Prime Minister of the UK, but the First Minister of Scotland. But the scale of the reductions in spending that the Tories are planning would mean the Scottish Government will have to make deep cuts somewhere or impose huge tax rises on working people. It is not just the NHS at risk, it could come from education or social services and so on." So here we have just over 6 months of difference between two completely different arguments. Now, it seems to me that there could only be one out of two reasons for this. Either firstly, the Labour Party are so desperate to maintain power and maintain influence that they are prepared to lie and mislead the Scottish electorate. They are prepared to tell voters absolutely anything to ensure that they vote the way that Labour would like. Or secondly, it could simply be evidence that the Labour Party are so inept and so incapable of forming rational thought that they could not spot the error of their argument before Scotland made one of the biggest decisions in its history. Could it be that Labour are so intellectually bankrupt that they are not capable of telling the electorate the facts and telling them straight? It is clear that regardless of what the reason, the Labour Party are not standing up for Scotland and have not had Scotland's interests at their heart. In that very same speech, Ed Miliband referred to Calamity Clegg and Desperate Danny, and he criticised them for standing shoulder to shoulder with David Cameron. Now, my memory isn't that short, and the memory of the people of Scotland is not that short either. The only people standing beside the Tories was the Labour Party for 2 years, campaigning alongside them, misleading alongside them. It is clearer and clearer by the day that the only party offering real change for Scotland and offering Scotland the representation that it deserves above all else is the SNP. And that's why I would encourage anybody here, anybody who wants honesty, who wants facts, and who wants straight talking and genuine representation, I would encourage you, vote for change, vote for a fresh start, and vote for SNP. Thanks.